Great. I'm happy to be here. We always find ourselves in different places, so it's a pleasure. I'm gonna start off by just, I guess, describing what we just experienced in 3 words, and then I want you to give me 3 words about what you just did for us. All right. First word I'm gonna say, or first collection of words, is maybe like just technically masterful. Fucking solid. Second, definitely a journey. Third, I'm gonna keep it broad. I don't want to take away any of your answers. Energy. Lots and lots of fucking energy. Let's hear 3 words.
Oh shit, man. I don't know. Should I hold it? Do you want to hold it? Yeah, you hold it. Yeah, it's probably better you do that. Let's see. 3 words. Man, I've never been asked this before about anything I've ever played. Digging. I 9 times out of 10 I never know what I'm gonna play for any set.
Yeah.
I just kind of know where I want to start and more importantly where I want to end. So I dug deep on some older crates. So digging. I would say creativity. You know, I just like to keep things weird, and I've got 4 decks at my disposal. Use them. You know, if you smoke them, got them, right?
Right.
And then or if you got them, smoke them. Did I just say that back? I said that backwards, didn't I? Oh my god, I want that in there so bad. All right. And then yeah, I guess energy as well, man. I can't stand still behind something like that. I start to get the feeling of Holy Spirit, you know, and I just kind of let it take me.
I feel that. We didn't even introduce you. What's your name?
My actual name is Emory Schwall. I go by RED.HAT, hence the hat that's red. Yeah, man.
For sure. A little bit about you. We took away a lot from both like your Instagram and your visuals. So we saw a lot of obviously red hats. We saw a lot of cars. You're also into vapes. You're also into big guns. So can you just give the people a little synopsis about what you're all about?
All right, I'll give you the watered down version first. Big, evil, crazy noises make my brain happy. Everything that's going on up here is chaos all the time, and seems to me like the only thing that kind of drowns things out, or at least where I find my happy place, is with big noises. So loud engines, big guns. Vapes don't make noise, but they give me nicotine, and I have a crippling addiction to nicotine, so that helps.
Nicotine.
Otherwise, the less watered down version really is there are a few things in this world that really keep me sane, and cars is definitely one of them. They're, you know, giant mechanical puzzles that make noise and constantly want to tear themselves apart, but they also need love and care, and they're magnificent. And then, you know, when it comes to sound and music, and dude, that's my one true love. That's my escape. So yeah, I'm just kind of a grease monkey that really enjoys noises.
Sure, for sure. What are some of your favorite like types of cars and or racing competition?
All right, I used to be really big into F1,
Same.
but F1 in the recent years has become extremely political and overly publicized, and I'm convinced everything's just rigged now, so it's gotten real boring. So otherwise, I watch a lot of endurance car racing, so like IMSA, WEC, all the 24-hour Le Mans type stuff. I watch a lot of DTM over in Germany. I love MotoGP. Just found out that HBO Max covers MotoGP for free, so yeah. So I've been watching a lot of that. But drift racing, a lot of drift racing. That's also what you'll see on my profile and whatnot. I like to go sideways. Turns out when you get a car going sideways really fast and you make a bunch of smoke, it's a feeling like unparalleled to anything else. Like, it's so floaty and smooth, and it's just like, whoa. It's crazy. So as far as cars, like what I do like, I'm a big German guy, man. I mean, my last name is German, but yeah, it's BMW's top of the spectrum there for me. Then close behind, man, the golden era of JDM cars, your Skylines, your S14s, your Supras. I mean, you name it, man. I just like cool stuff. I like supercars and whatnot. That's cool, but ain't nobody got money for that shit, so
Give us money.
maybe someday.
Right, for sure. So what can you go into? Wow, there's a lot. You do a lot. I just realized. Okay, so
let's stretch myself very thin.
Let's go into not only your start with music production, DJing, but also what you do behind the scenes, where we're at District, your production side as well.
Sure. So I really got into music when I was like 10 years old. I wanted to play guitar more than anything. And my parents said, okay, we'll get you a guitar, but you have to learn how to play jazz. And I was like, all right, sweet. Sounds like fun. So they gave me a fucking acoustic guitar. And I don't know if you've ever played jazz or played guitar, but playing jazz on an acoustic guitar sucks. Dude, I got small hands, man, all right? And jazz chords are real big, and they're real far down on the neck, and that's a stretch. And so I figured it out, and I learned, but that's what started giving me kind of like a forte or a foray into sound design and music theory and things like that. Now, I know lots of sound design, but I know no music theory. And I figured out that, well, a guitar fretboard is split into 2 octaves normally. So what happens if I just tune everything a step down, like a whole octave down, clamp it off, and then play way up on the neck? Turns out, sounds the same.
Wow.
And my little hands can fit.
Nice.
Great. So that's where sound design started to, like, my eyes were open at that point. And then I got really into DJing, or at least wanted to learn how to DJ. Daft Punk's always been like my biggest heroes. And so when I was about 14, I saved up like $300. Skated around to, over the course of a few months, skated around to, a bunch of yard sales and stuff like that, and found turntables that people were selling, old vinyl turntables. I had 2 Technic 1200s of, I think they were like 2 or 3 model years apart. So one was belt drive, the other was direct drive. They were old, dusty, falling apart, but they worked. I've always been an electronics geek, so I had, cracked them open, fixed them, refurbished them as best I could at a young age, and took what money was left over and bought an old Vestax battle mixer off eBay. Just an old crappy 2-channel analog DJ mixer. And then I think I had like 10 or 15 bucks left when I went to, that was my first time going to Beat Lab down at Little 5 Points. And I dug through their dollar crates, just old beat up labels. And that was my first eye-opening experience to the world of drum and bass. I just bought a whole bunch of beat ass dollar crate vinyl from Beat Lab, and I just taught myself how to spin, and ever since then it's just been spiral. It's all spiraled out of control. I'm a software engineer by day and a production here by night. I'm sound tech here, and I also obviously DJ too and produce and whatnot, and all of it kind of came together and came to a head when I realized, I started producing. I use Ableton, but Ableton has a great programming language, Max for Live, and you can build all your own plugins and things like that. And that's when I started to go, holy hell, there's a world where I can take what I know, and code, and I can make things that don't exist yet for myself, for production, for my friends, for other artists. Right. And that's honestly kind of what's kept me in this whole thing. So that was just a further, evolution of my spiraling, my inspiration, my love for all of it. Sure. I realized, holy shit, I can actually control all of this, and I can do more with this. And it just continued with, I'm still constantly in a nosedive into deeper and deeper aspects of all this. That's why I took up, being sound tech here. I love this place. This place has been home to me for so long, and the people are great, and the room is great. The system is amazing, and I know what this room is supposed to sound like, and I know what many other rooms are supposed to sound like, and I don't know, man. Sound makes me happy. Yeah. Sound makes me really, really, really happy. Yeah. I lose myself in it at all times. So
that's awesome.
That was a very drawn out
No.
No, we love that. We love that, and we can see it. You can definitely see it in your mixes, in the music, and just the sparkle in your eye. It's still there, and we appreciate that. Well, we appreciate we both appreciate it. Can you walk us through just like a day, like I guess your daily playbook? Because doing so many things, obviously you run the risk for burnout and just like mixing things up, forgetting your keys, stuff like that. So like, how do you? I guess like, what's your life balance looking like right now?
My life balance used to be a lot more chaotic, and I used to take myself a lot more seriously in the past. But I don't know. I'm 31. I turned 32 soon, and ever since, I want to say ever since like I really started the RED.HAT project, 26 ish, somewhere around 25, 26. I kind of had a realization where I need to take myself less seriously, but I also realized that I don't ever want to be a like global touring DJ. Obviously playing a festival here and there would be really cool, and like I'm gonna try a little bit, but I don't. There's not a world where RED.HAT ever goes full force just music, because, like you said with burnout, I accepted the fact that I know myself well enough that if I turned my one true love into a job, I would end up hating it. I don't want a deadline on something that I love and enjoy. I don't want to be beholden to any sort of label or, any sort of like maintaining any sense of like relevancy or anything like that. I make music and I do this because I love doing it, and guys like y'all love hearing it. I don't personally think it has to go any further than that. It just so happens that it makes a little bit of money here and there, and that's awesome. Yeah. But that right there allows my day-to-day to be real simple and real easy. It lets me focus on my main career, which pays all the bills. Right. And if I get to focus on that, then that means I have the time and the money and the wherewithal to jump here and do this whenever I want, however I want. And it feels too good. I love being able to share it, and that's what keeps me from burning out.
For sure.
Damn. All right. Yeah. Most people are like, yeah, just like coffee, and I just like fucking get to it.
I have a crippling nicotine addiction. I have a crippling caffeine addiction. And I just drink beer and hang out with friends. And my wonderful, amazing girlfriend, Kat, she supports the hell out of me, and she's my biggest fan. And shout out. Love you, baby. I could be doing all this, man, but being able to do it, with her and with her by my side, it makes it all the more worth it. And yeah, that also really combats the burnout. So yeah, there you go. It's really my day to day.
Can we dive more into the RED.HAT? You said the RED.HAT project. I want to dive off you verbatim, because it sounds larger than life. It sounds like there are a lot of moving parts and kind of intricacies when you call it a RED.HAT project. So like, what is it?
So with me being in the world of IT and coding and development and things like that, we all know RED.HAT Linux, right? It's a flavor of an operating system, okay? Oh. And Linux is one of the most versatile, well, it's also a coding language too, Java, RED.HAT Java, and RED.HAT Linux. Anyway, the whole point is it's versatility. Now, I will say this first and foremost, and I will stand by this. I fucking hate trance, all right? Y'all heard it. I hate trance, okay? But you give me pretty much any other genre, you ask me to play any other set, you, like, test me in a back-to-back or a three-way back-to-back or whatever, I'm going to keep up. I pride myself on versatility. RED.HAT is versatility. Yes, I have my true loves and my bread and butter, I love new disco. I love drum and bass, clearly. Yeah. Bass house, that's all my like bread and butter type stuff. But if you told me, hey man, we need you to throw some, tech house in here. Hey, we need some UK garage. Hey, we need blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I got you, dude. No problem, because RED.HAT is versatility. Just like in the world of computers, RED.HAT is pretty goddamn versatile.
Oh. Wow.
There you go. That's the that one, yeah.
I didn't know that. I would have never guessed any of that. That's deep. I love it. Cool. How'd you, what made you go into, like, IT?
So I was originally going to school for a dual degree in mechanical and electrical engineering. And I dropped out after my first year because I was just young and stupid and thought, college isn't for me. Sorry, mom and dad, you know, and I'm really glad I did that because it spun me into a very, like, fend for yourself, you're fucked if you don't kind of mentality. And, you know, it shot my work ethic through the roof and made me really fend for myself. And so there was a point in my life where I'd realized, okay, it's enough of this blue collar shit. It's time to get serious, pick a career, and, you know, figure the rest of my life out. You know, I want to have a wife and kids someday. I want the white picket fence. I want the golden retriever running around in the front yard with, you know, the kids and shit. And I want that. And I'm never going to get that if I'm still working in some warehouse somewhere. You know what I mean? And so I made a decision. I was like, all right, I'm either going to go back to school for electrical, be an electrician, or I'm going to go dive into this, like, Georgia Tech boot camp coding thing. And I chose the coding thing, which was really uncertain and weird and really difficult, but I passed it with flying colors, and dude, that shit changed my life. And so here I am now, and that's also when it dawned on me, like, oh, I just learned the thing that helps both of my worlds come together, and I can do that and that, you know, like, it all spiraled, yeah.
Holy shit. You heard it here first. If you're going through hard times, just learn how to code.
Yeah,
just learn how to code, honestly. That's great. I guess, like, touching back on the music, did you play any originals?
I'll never tell.
Okay.
In fact, there are two people, Malik and Danny, who were here earlier. They know when they listen to the mix, they'll know which one is an original, but they'll never tell. You won't tell. You won't tell. I don't know which is it. Yeah. It's just that one. It's just that one. All right, don't tell. But yes, there was an original in there, and it'll forever be a secret. Sorry, bud.
It happens. I enjoy the secrecy, but I also enjoy the transparency. I feel like you've been very forthcoming, and we're learning a lot about RED.HAT. Other tracks you played, I know you said you kind of went off the cuff, but what are some of, like, your go-to tracks or vibes, experiences that you lean on when you're curating, like, kind of a mismatch set? Mismatch? Mixed match?
Mismatched, mixed, whatever. Yeah. Same thing. Honestly, I don't really know how to answer that. I've got a couple of tracks in mind that, like, I know just take me away. One of those is Dominate. You loved that shit, but I got this little thing that I'll do. I've got a hot cue set halfway through the build for Dominate VIP. And so I'll start with the original Dominate track. Then once that pulls out and coming into what would be the next build, then I just hot cue Dominate VIP in and then swap them. So you can't tell it's changed until it gives you that hard, like, like it's a completely different drop.
Right.
That's always a fun little trick. Dude, Mefjus and Camo and Crooked with the Salento remix. Oh God, you see me getting all weird and goofy in the video, man. It's that one. That one does it to me, dude. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I just go through these waves where I'm like, oh, I really like this track right now, and I'll, you know, figure out a way to kind of mix it in and fuck with it and play with it. And, yeah, I don't know. I just like to find weird ways to pull stuff in. Yeah.
Working at a club, venue, event space, whatever you want to call it, you obviously see a lot of acts coming through. Got a long-standing history of just going to shows, being a part of the whole scene. What have been some of your favorite experiences, not only here, but just everywhere? Festivals, shows, stuff like that?
Man. There's a long rabbit hole we could go down with this one, but I think one of my most favorite experiences You know what? I'll tell you the story of how I got into raving in the first damn place, because this changed my life. I was in England at one time, and I mean, I'll give you the watered down version, but I was in England. I was 14, going on 15. So I had just started learning how to DJ a little bit, but I really wasn't familiar with like just how far into the like in the world I could go with music. I thought drum and bass was just a UK thing, and you know, I was a baby, right? And so my granddad and I were on this tour, and so we did London and then Paris, and then we came back to London, specifically to Bath, England. And Bath is just this crazy little. It's just a little ancient Roman town up in the Cotswolds, or around the Cotswolds, and it's beautiful. It's fucking gorgeous. But one of my all-time heroes, Danny Bird, is from Bath, England. And I made some friends along the way. And so my granddad, the day we were supposed to leave, calls me down to breakfast. Real fun, like the ass crack of dawn, right? And he calls me down to breakfast, and he goes, "Happy birthday. I'm going to give you two choices. We could get on the plane and go home, and you might make it back in time to spend your actual birthday with your friends at home." And I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds like fun. He goes, but option number B, and he slides me this set of keys, and he goes, "We could also stay in that little condo that I rented for us for the next few days right down the road, and you could continue hanging out with the friends that I've seen you make here." And that's when I went, does a bear shit in the woods, Pawpaw? Like, there we go. So we stayed an extra few days, and the night of my birthday, these dudes snuck me out of the condo when my granddad fell asleep and hauled me off to this badass little underground, like, bunker, basically, in England. And that's where I saw Danny Bird for the first time in my life. I want to say it was Netsky, but we must have raved for 12 hours. I want to say it was like 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. And I had just turned 15 years old. And I mean, that was my introduction to a lot of things.
Yeah.
But ultimately, that was like my first real true introduction into the culture and what it's all about. And that changed my life forever. It was just, nothing else will ever compare. And the closest I can get to that is this place. This place really makes me feel that. The sense of family, the sense of camaraderie, if you want to be by yourself and be a lone wolf and do your own thing, people respect that. You're not forced to really do anything you don't want to do, and I love that. It's just, I don't know how else to answer that.
That's definitely insightful. It's we usually get a kind of a one-sided look on who's creating the vibes, just from a sonic perspective.
Sure.
But having both of those perspectives is definitely interesting. We're gonna rattle off some, I guess, loves and hates about the industry, and then we'll move into our shameless plug segment. From both a producer / DJ / production AV sound guy perspective, what are some of the things you love and hate about this industry?
Some of the things I love, how easy it can be to really develop a sense of friendship, and even family, which I think is kind of a strong word and something that might be a little overused in the industry, but I think there is some validity to it. Hates, trance, Molly munchers, fan clackers, whistleblowers, anybody named Amber. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, seriously though. What's happening here? Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Other loves. Honestly, man, the friendship aspect is really, really what does it for me. And the fact that I also get to control one of the best damn sound systems on the Southeast. I get to be creative with it, and I get to make loud noises, and I get to see people's smiles. I just making people happy. That makes me happy. Seeing people enjoy a show and have a good time. That's something I love. Other ththings that I hate. Don't hit the kinetic balls when you come here. I hate that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Just disrespect all around. You know, I
Yeah.
can't. I don't have time for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're all. You're supposed to be 21 and up coming into this club.
Yeah.
Act like it. You know.
Right.
When you go to any festival and whatnot, like, yeah, we're there to escape and, you know, do crazy shit and whatnot.
Yeah.
But for God's sakes, be an adult. Act like an adult.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't stand people being too much like children. We all have an inner child and we all like to let it loose. And me personally, I let it loose all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But know your boundaries.
Right.
No, read the room.
Yeah.
Read the room.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. Shameless plugs. Shout out anybody, everybody, food spots, anything you want to shout out. Go for it.
Shameless plug myself, Red Hat. I don't have any upcoming shows or whatnot, but that always changes on a fucking dime. So just keep up with my story on Instagram, red.hat_music. You can't miss it. I got the big stupid, you know, logo and whatnot up there. Malik HD, dude, Malik. You're my fucking homie, dude. I love you. You're so fucking talented. It's a pleasure always getting to work with you here. It's a pleasure just getting to be your friend, man. Thank you for bringing these guys to me. Private Property Group, y'all are fucking killer. Love y'all. This is great. District Atlanta, guys, District Atlanta, all right? Don't skip on it. If you ain't ever been, all right? Be here. Come through. We've always got great shows. Shit. My mom, my dad, love you guys. Even though y'all will probably never see this because you hate the fact that I do it. But I love y'all still. And thank you for supporting my stupid ass. And Kat, baby. My biggest fan. All the love and support. Thank you so much. Oh my God, I'm gonna choke up and cry. Shit.
Cry. We need tears.
That's it, man. That's all for me.
That's solid. Well, we're gonna get you to sign this giant commemorative key.
Oh hell yeah.
We usually do blue or black, but for Red Hat,
Yeah.
Red Hat, absolutely.
You know what funny thing is? Red ain't my favorite color. Blue is.
Holy.
I always tell people I didn't choose red. Red chose me, hence the beard. I was just
Right.
born with it, man.
Wow.
Let's see. Let's do.
Oh yeah, that's solid.
There you go.
Turn it around, show the camera. District Atlanta, come on down. Don't blow a whistle, don't clack a fan. Learn how to code. Guns, vapes, cars.
All
Fuck 'em.
cool. All good.
All of it.
Right.
We love it. Red Hat.